My question is around how to meet a romantic partner. I really struggle with that.
Well, you don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah.
It's not, why do you want to fill the void in the absence of loneliness and drudgery of going through this world alone? That's not going to get you there. But what is it about that is appealing?
Fulfillment, satisfaction, fun, happiness. Just, it seems like there's so much desire.
Those are words.
Mm-hmm.
Those are words that are not actually, if you really want to know, all that moving.
Right. Yeah.
What is it about a significant other in your life that is so delicious? What is that? You ever had it?
Yes.
See, if you can find a piece of something that you like and you can focus on it and enjoy it, it has to become more. And it will increase in velocity and momentum until it can't not be. And you will feel the velocity of that. Even though you don't know where or when or who, you can just feel it. So you feel that you're just on the verge of this, which is like an eagerness for life that really feels good.
Right. Well, to fine-tune this a little bit, there's so much fear and resistance. And so
it's simpler. Let's not go down that muddy road. It's like this. I want to be adored and I want to adore. Those are just words, but feel that. Get yourself into a position mentally where you are observing someone who is clear and communicative and tuned in and oozing good feelings and appreciating you while you're appreciating the other. In other words, there's this feeling of appreciation, and each of you has better timing than you've ever had. It's like you're just flowing in and out with each other. It's like ask and answer and answer and ask, and it's just so satisfying. Now, as we stay there, can't you just feel that? And haven't you had brief moments of that with different people? Stay there and feel that, and then broaden it. Put that person, put that relationship, the two of you, into a setting. Go to a restaurant and walk in and feel what it feels like for there to be two of you. And feel your appreciation for the way your partner interacts with the hostess and appreciates the menu and even devours the food. Just broaden it and make it feel real to you. Practice those kinds of things. Do things that you like to do because you're attracted to a partner who also likes to do many of those things until those are really familiar feelings to you. And then you'll know it when you see it. In other words, the more aspects of that you practice for the pleasure of it, for the pleasure of the mind meld, for the pleasure of the specifying, for the pleasure of the, a little more like that and a little more like that on every subject that matters to you. And then, an avalanche of opportunities will start showing up, and you'll know it when you see it. Hardly anybody else will approach this relationship that you are attracting with the power and the clarity that you're going to do as a result of this conversation. But there are a whole lot of matches out there, and they will not know what's happening to them. In other words, they'll just feel drawn to you for inexplicable reasons, and you'll discover the depth of your relationship in days and weeks and months and even years going by.
That sounds great.
It is great. It is great. You will know it when you see it, and you'll know close, not quite. Close, not quite, but fun. Close, not quite. And then something else remarkable happens. Once you feel it and allow yourself to think, maybe this is it. As the two of you are now experiencing together, each of you will define with even greater clarity. So the thing that we want you to take from this conversation is that you're molding this into place. You're not just snatching it from somewhere, boom, first crack out of the box. It's exactly what you're looking for. You are a creator. You want to create. We would really like it if you were to listen to us and then practice it a little bit, and then were to say to us, I'm having so much fun with what I'm doing mentally that honestly, Abraham, it doesn't really matter if we meet up right away, because this is way fun. This thing that I'm doing, I'm bringing so much satisfaction to myself. In fact, I think I'm discovering who I am. I think I'm discovering the things I really like and why I really like them. There are people out there that have discovered those things in themselves that you will just bring out the more of that from them, you see. You could be and would be perfect strangers. You don't know each other in the flesh. You just know each other vibrationally. But your inner being has done all the vetting. And your inner being is not going to put off all its bells and whistles over the wrong one. Your inner being knows what you've been thinking about, knows what's active in your vibration, and knows what matches it. You'll know. You'll know because your inner being will know. Most people about most relationships try to make things that aren't workable work. And then they'll say, you don't bring me flowers anymore. And he'll say, I never did bring you any flowers. What are you talking about? Did we get there at all with you?
Yeah, that was helpful. I was wondering, too, where would dating apps fit in with the law of attraction? Seems like that's me.
If your desire is clear, they could work spectacularly well because they're all about compatibility. And if you are clear about what your compatibility points are and you enter them into the artificial intelligence system correctly, then you could have an avalanche of potential matches. You can hear hesitation from us. The reason that we think the law of attraction is a better matchmaker is because of the involvement of your inner being. Think of your inner being as the intelligence that lets you know. What is it about a relationship that is so exhilarating? Why would anyone want that? Why do you want that?
Well, it's, having a best friend that you can have sex with, to put it bluntly. It's
That's not unimportant.
Right. You mentioned sort of adoring each other. That's a really wonderful thing to look upon the person.
I really like those inside jokes. I like that we've walked around enough together. We have this knowing thing because we've walked enough together that we know what that means. And each of us is easily calibrating to the best of us, so we can consistently make the best of everything. In fact, what I've noticed you're saying is that as I walked this earth alone, I did really good. But when two of us got together and we were on the same wavelength, really, really incredible, magical things began to happen. There's something about the power of us calibrating to each other while each of us is calibrating to our inner being that made it extra, extra, extra powerful. And I like that feeling of focus. I like not having to explain myself over and over again. I like not having to open a door and explain everything. I like somebody knowing who I am and knowing what I want and wanting to be part of something that feels good to me. I like sharing conversations. I like sharing friends. I like sharing movies. I like sharing. I like hatching new ideas together and not being on the same wavelength and then each relaxing until we find a common goal in there and we realize that singularly we were this, but together we are so much more. I like the exponential power of two or more coming together and the thrill of aligning with our inner being. I like the power of alignment. I like co-creating better than I like creating, and I like a specific partner to co-create with who knows my mind and is in harmony with me.
You said that a lot better than I did.
Well, we got all of that out of your vortex. Every bit of it came from your vortex. But the thing that we want you to know is that all of you can feel it from what we've been talking about already here today. Don't put the kibosh on that. Don't let doubt step in. Don't let the waters get muddy. Take that feeling and milk that feeling. Speak in ways that enhance that. And don't wear yourself out on it. Let's take a step forward into deliberate creation together right now. See, what we just offered was easy for us because we're in your vortex and we can see what's there, and we just verbalized what's there. Well, if you're not in your vortex and you can't see it and you don't feel it, then for you to rampage when you don't feel it feels like a whole lot of work. And a lot of times it backfires on you. So the key, what we're talking about here, is find a way to feel something and then rampage about it. Find a way to feel it and then rampage. Don't rampage to create the feeling. Find the feeling and then rampage. And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you'll find yourself feeling like when you're with your partner, there just aren't words. There just aren't words to explain the perfection of this.